Technology, technology. It's moving so fast and leaving many entire industries out in the dust.
Yeah, look what digital photography did to Kodachrome. Just last month, the last business that developed the film went out of business because they don't make the chemicals anymore. They didn't make them anymore.
I know. I never thought that day would come, but it could have the same effect on publishing. Georgia legislators are exploring the idea of classrooms without textbooks.
Yeah, Apple Computer approached state leaders about putting all school books onto iPads. Fox's Justin Gray has all the details.
Gosh.
Fifth grader Sydney Hines carries a load of books to school each day.
You always wonder what's in it. You always say, do you have bricks in it?
I just want to send an email.
Sydney's already an expert on her dad's iPad. Now Apple Computer is asking the state of Georgia to consider moving from all these books to the iPad.
It'd be kind of like a game to everybody, but not. So learning would be fun.
Apple officials met with leaders in the Georgia General Assembly in the past few days to propose the switch from books to iPads. The state spends around $40 million a year on textbooks.
You know what our budget's like. We're not looking for major new ways to spend money. We're looking for new ways to save money, and so it's not something we're going to jump into.
Tom Dixon is the vice chair of the House Appropriations Committee and met with Apple. He says there are a lot of questions to be answered.
Anytime you start to go into these kinds of discussions, one of the things is what is the maintenance on them? How do we get them repaired?
But Dixon says there are potential advantages like easy updates for textbooks and more interactivity.
Because you don't want to just get the textbook there. If you're going to have this device in the hands of students, you want to be able to use, I guess we call them apps in that kind of an environment.
It's a revolutionary change in classrooms, but it's not here yet.
You know, there's a lot of groundwork has to be done before you would even remotely consider moving forward.
See, my question about that is how would everybody afford the iPad?
Yeah.
Would it be the responsibility of parents to buy it for the kids, or would it be the classroom responsibility to supply them?
Oh, I don't know. I would think it would fall on the schools just like books. But one good thing, remember how heavy those books used to be on your back and how hard it used to be on their back?
Good
At
point.
least that would be helpful. I remember when I had a class or homework in every subject. I could barely walk out of the classroom. I would fall over,
you're little
know?
and petite,
So,
I know.
At least it would
gotta
help
be
in
tough.
that respect.
Yeah, the book bag would be eliminated, which is good. Now, Don Henley said it best. In a New York Minute, everything can change. And we are taking a walk on the wild side this morning with our viewer pictures.
Yeah, we have been so buried with snow pictures. We thought we'd mix it up a little bit this morning and show you a little bit of wildlife, mostly birds.
Yes. Let's take a look at some pictures here. Our first shot was taken in Bernardo. There's a flock fleeing the scene at the refuge. And Jeff and Teresa Stolman sent this in. And, you know, I saw birds yesterday struggling to fly because it was so cold. I felt bad for them.
Can you imagine?
Oh, my gosh. Well, they also actually sent in 3 more. And, you know, you can see all except that first one were taken mid-January at the Bosque della Pace in the wildlife refuge down near Socorro. Bird experts would know that these are, they would know that what kind of birds these are. But I think that since the Stolmans didn't say, we're not going to either. Because I don't want to step out of my knowledge zone.
It is a pretty bird, though. And there are a couple of other little guys here. Also at the Bosque del Pace. We're going to marvel at the beauty of the pictures and avoid talking about the critters in them, lest we reveal our ignorance. They look like foxes.
They do.
And they look like they're kind of posing.
They're like
saying, hey, could you take our picture?
They're looking for Tyra for America's next best model.
They look cute, yeah.
Actually, I think she's coming here to look for some models soon, so we might have to get those foxes out there. Now, here are a couple of cranes basking in the waters. Isn't that nice? That's at the Bosque. And great photos, all taken again mid-January before this crazy storm and cold that we had this week.
Yeah, and this is of a bald eagle. Daniel Parsons took this and sent it in to us also in mid-January. He didn't say where he took it, though, but gorgeous shot. Look at the blue
Beautiful.
skies.
I know. The skies here, when they get blue, it's just like that turquoise power blue. I love it. Now, the next one we're going to look at is from Annie. She took this shot just after Christmas of a sandhill crane hanging out in the water at the Bosque della Pace. It seems like a popular place for the wildlife and looks good out. That's beautiful. You know, it is wildlife refuge after all, so that makes sense.
And that's like, that almost looks like a postcard or a picture you'd see hanging on a wall. It's gorgeous. A viewer named Rob caught this picture. This is at the Bosque Refuge during the Cream Festival, and it's of a bald eagle taking a dive into the swamp, hunting for its next meal.
I love that. I love the stories behind the pictures because you kind of can create your own stories since we don't really know exactly what their purpose was, but we can only imagine. And then the next one we have is actually another one from Daniel Parson of a bald eagle just about to take flight. And again, Daniel didn't say where he captured the image, but it's a pretty good bet that it was also at the Bosque del Apache. Daniel is quite the photographer, and we really love his stuff, so we hope he'll send us more photos because they're really beautiful.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. And then finally, Carl Smith sent us this picture in mid-January. He says it's a flock of Canadian snow geese taking off en masse from the Bosque del Apache. Amazing wildlife refuge. Look at that.
That's
gorgeous.
Crazy. It almost looks like snow from far, you know?
It
It's
does.
like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. We really hope you keep these pictures coming to us. We really appreciate it, and you just never know when you'll turn on the TV and see one of your own photographs. So be sure to send those in to us. All you have to do is just send it to our email, nmstyle@casa.com. We'll look forward to seeing those. Really nice.
And we've gotten a lot of good pictures of the snow recently, too.
Yes.
And thermometers that are broken because of the cold.
Broken thermometers are not a good thing, nor are cars that have a hard time starting because they're so cold.
No.
Oh my gosh, my car has never made the noise like it did this morning, ever. I feel very sad for my poor car.
I think a lot of technology is struggling in this cold.
Oh, for sure.
It's not normal.
But at least with the ice out there, you have on your Donald Pliner boots.
I do. I got these from Golair, you know, and they are nice, they're comfy, and they're waterproof, more importantly. So
wasn't it great
that
they
for everything.
came in?
Look good, and they're practical, too.
Yes, and they look great. And I'm so glad they were here. That was so much fun.